The kitchen was a chaotic dance of sizzling oil and sharp knives, a symphony Mark had come to know by heart. He was a brilliant young chef asterisk, a man who saw the world in a breathtaking palette of flavors and aromas. In his mind, he crafted bold new dishes, but in reality, he was chained to a greasy stove, chopping vegetables and flipping burgers for a pittance. His hands, meant to create culinary masterpieces, felt heavy and useless. A quiet desperation settled in his chest, a constant, dull ache that no amount of late-night sketches of recipes could soothe. His one escape, his one flicker of hope, was Alice. She was a hurricane of charm and beauty, and, in the beginning, she saw past the grime on his apron to the artist within. But as the years dragged on, the whispers of encouragement became sighs of impatience. He noticed the impatient tapping of her foot when he spoke of his dreams, the way her eyes would drift away when he spoke of a new menu idea. One night, the world seemed to fall out from under him. He spotted Alice through the window of a bustling, high-end restaurant, her head thrown back in laughter as a man she had assured him was just a friend gently touched her arm. The sight was a physical blow, a cold, sickening shock that stole the air from his lungs. Her tearful apologies and desperate promises felt hollow, but his heart, still clinging to the memory of her warmth, made the foolish choice to forgive her. The mall was a blur of bright lights and consumerism, a world he was trying so desperately to belong to. He stood in the center of the food court, a trembling ring box in his hand. The murmur of the crowd died down as he knelt before Alice, his heart pounding a desperate rhythm. "Alice," he began, his voice shaking, "I know I don't have much right now, but I have you. Please, will you marry me?" For a moment, her face was unreadable. Then, a cold, hard mask of contempt settled over her features. "Marry you?" she scoffed, her voice echoing in the sudden silence. "Mark, look around. I can't be with a man who struggles just to buy a nice meal. I deserve better." The words weren't a rejection. They were a public execution of his self-worth. As she turned to walk away, a dozen phones were raised, their lenses capturing his utter devastation. He felt a profound, burning shame, the kind that scalds the soul. The humiliation went viral, turning his heartbreak into a global spectacle. That night, he found himself standing on a cold, concrete bridge, the city lights below a cruel mockery of the future he had lost. The wind whipped at his face, and he felt an overwhelming urge to simply let go. But a passing taxi driver stopped, and in a low, gentle voice said, "Don't let anyone write the end of your story for you. The rain that washes a dirty car is the same rain that grows a forest." The words were a quiet, powerful anchor. He chose to live. He threw himself into a new job at a budding modern restaurant, his pain fueling every late night and every new dish. The anguish of his past was channeled into his art, making it deeper, more resonant. He created not for money, but for a new kind of freedom. Promotions and awards followed, and he soon became a celebrated restaurateur, launching his own chain of places and turning his dreams into a multi-million-dollar reality. Years later, Mark's life was a testament to his perseverance. He moved through his spacious, minimalist penthouse with a quiet confidence that settled deep in his bones. The scars of his past had healed, leaving only a wisdom that guided his every move. One afternoon, he He saw a familiar face on a busy street corner, a woman with tired eyes and two children, their faces smeared with dust. It was Alice. She was homeless and begging for spare change. The sight of her broke something inside of him. Not old anger, but a profound sadness for a life unraveled. Her story tumbled out in a defeated whisper. Her wealthy boyfriend had turned out to be a fraud, and she had lost everything. Instead of retribution, Mark felt only empathy. Alice looked at him with tear-filled eyes, her voice choked with regret. "Mark," she pleaded, "I was so wrong. I've always loved you. Can we be together again?" He met her gaze with a calm sadness, his heart free of malice. "Alice," he said, his voice gentle and firm, "I forgive you for everything, but I can't be with you. There's a woman in my life, Maya, who stood by me when I had nothing. I won't betray her." The final act of his forgiveness wasn't a reunion, but a gesture of immense grace. He bought her a fully furnished apartment and gave her a substantial sum of money to start a new business. As he handed her the keys, he told her that true success wasn't just about what you earned, but about the character you built along the way.